Hello everyone, and welcome to Noodle Journey, your destination for detailed and informative reviews of the instant noodle universe. Today's episode is yet another mega review, this time of a brand new product line made in South Korea for Samyang America. This is Samyang Picantia Jalapeno Chicken, Chipotle Beef, and Cajun Shrimp noodle soups. Before we get started, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to keep up with all my reviews. So I spotted all three of these in my nearby grocery outlet for 99 cents each, which is a great price for bowl this size, assuming the quality is good. Expect to find this on American shelves in grocery chains nationwide, probably pretty soon if you haven't seen them already. These also briefly made an appearance on my favorite noodle site, yummybuy.com, where they cost $3.69 each, and then quickly went out of stock. So I would also check there if you want to buy these online when they come back in stock. But that is a pretty substantial delta in pricing, so I honestly have no idea what these are going to cost once they start showing up in more grocery stores. Now, as near as I can tell, this product line is really new and just started showing up in stores within the last month or so, with Samyang having only just filed the trademark for the name Picantia in November of 2023. And I wouldn't have even known these were made by Samyang if I hadn't inspected the label. There's really nothing on the packaging indicating these are made by a Korean noodle company. And if it wasn't obvious from this packaging, Samyang is touting this line of fusion products as, and I quote from their website, "Inspired by the vibrant taste of Hispanic cuisine. Savor the taste of Latin America with picantia and discover a world of flavor in every bite." Unquote. And so you might be wondering what this Cajun flavor is doing here in a Hispanic-oriented product line. But it turns out, despite its largely French and African roots, there is apparently some Spanish influence in Cajun cuisine. And I didn't know that either. I had to look it up before this video, because I was going to make the joke that maybe Samyang should invest in a map as part of their R&D process. But no, technically speaking, there are historically Spanish elements to Cajun food, even if some of us don't normally associate those two cultures together. See, I learn something new every day. So without any further ado, let's get into these, and I am arbitrarily going to pick the jalapeno chicken one first because I'm currently in the mood for chicken. All right, let's check out the nutrition and ingredients. The sodium is a fairly substantial 1,990 milligrams, or 87% of your daily allowance, so be warned. Okay, so inside we've got a block of regular wheat noodles. We've got a powdered sauce packet, and there are some flakes hiding at the bottom of the bowl. Now, the sauce packet contains stuff like chili powder, soy sauce, tomato powder, garlic, cumin, onion, MSG, and sugar. And these flakes that are in here are onion, parsley, carrots, and bok choy. There's no mention of cilantro, which makes me and my genetics very happy. There's also no mention of actual chicken in the ingredients, so this appears to be vegetarian and maybe even vegan, but please check yourself if that's important to you. And this is also halal, if that matters to you. All right, so let's add the powder. Almost smells like taco seasoning. Kind of good. That is quite a shade of orange in there. Okay, gonna add some water to this and microwave it, and I will be right back. All right, and here it is after cooking for 4.5 minutes. Just give it a quick stir. And yeah, this smells very peppery. Unmistakably jalapeno. I think it smells really good. I like jalapeno peppers. I like the way this smells. My wife walked by a few minutes ago and said, "Holy shit, that is a lot of pepper." So if you don't truly love the aroma or flavor of certain chili peppers, this might not be for you. All right, good enough. The broth is thicker than I anticipated. It's got a pretty nice presentation. So yeah, let's give this a try. All right, let's start with the noodle score. Surprisingly good for microwave noodles. They've got a fairly medium gauge to them, a decent firm bite after being microwaved for 4.5 minutes. You can also optionally steep these for 4 minutes instead, if you wanted to. I'm lazy, so I did the microwave route, but yeah, they came out really nice. Bowl noodles do have a reputation as being inferior to stuff that comes in the pack, but I like these enough. These are a 7 out of 10 for me. And I have to assume that the Chipotle Beef and Cajun Shrimp will have the exact same noodles, so let's call it a 7 out of 10 for all the noodles in this product line for right now. The spice level on this is nothing too crazy. It's just jalapeno peppers. It's not something stronger like habanero or ghost pepper. So if you're like a mild to medium spice aficionado, this is going to be something you'll probably enjoy. There is a slight oiliness to it that adds a little bit of extra tingle to my lips, but really if you can handle your average supermarket hot sauce, this is a walk in the park. I'm going to call this a 3 out of 10 for spice. And so overall flavor, I like this. So the artificial chicken flavor here is pretty much on point. It's not perfect. It's a salty, savory base. The most apparent elements of this to my taste buds are the tomato, onion, and the assortment of spices they used in this. Cumin being one of the main standouts. But yeah, it's got a nice, savory, slightly acidic quality to it. I have to say the parsley flakes provide a nice little herbiness. And then of course behind all that tomato and onion and artificial chicken flavor is the actual jalapeno flavor. And it's strong and it's kind of vibrant, and I really, really dig it. It reminds me a little bit of Paldo's Cocoa Men, which I tried a long time ago, which also had an equally robust jalapeno pepper flavor. It just didn't have all these additional spices in it. So yeah, if you're looking for that combination of mild spice and good pepper flavor, this is it. Like I mentioned in the spice score, as it's sitting here, it's getting a slightly oily finish to the top, which I think is good. Not crazy, just enough to make it a pleasant texture. And I think if you're looking for some Hispanic Asian fusion ramen, this is pretty good. My chief complaint is in the vegetables. Oh look, there's a carrot, finally. I was actually poking around for a piece of carrot for like 2 minutes here. See, that's good. There's just not enough vegetables in here. What's in here is fine. It's got a little bit of crunch. It rehydrated nicely. The flavor of the vegetables goes well with the flavor of the broth, but there's so few in here, it's a little insulting. But all in all, good flavor. This will take well to whatever additions you throw into it, but you will need some additions because the vegetable content is very lacking. So I'm going to give this one a commendable score of a 7.5 out of 10. This is a good start. I would definitely buy this flavor again. All right, I would call that a pretty promising start to this product line. And next I'm going to try this Chipotle Beef flavor. And be warned, there's even more sodium in this one than there was in the first one. 2,040 milligrams, or 89% of your daily allowance. And inside we've got more of the same wheat noodles, we've got a sauce powder, and we've got a much better quantity of flakes in this, which appear to be soy protein, and the package says chives, but they look like green onions. Some companies use those terms interchangeably. They are not the same vegetable, but we'll see when this cooks up. And then inside the sauce packet, we've got a little bit of overlap with the chicken flavor. Sugar, soy sauce, MSG, chili powder, garlic powder, onion, and cumin. But then we've got some additional seasonings setting this apart, including citric acid, oregano, and of course some artificial beef seasoning. So once again, looks to be meat and dairy free, and the packaging once again says halal. If you're a vegetarian or vegan, please double check for yourself if you do want to buy this. All right, let's put in the powder packet and see what we've got. All right, once again, a strong pepper smell. Definitely smokier than the jalapeno chicken was, which I would expect given that this is chipotle pepper, which is smoked. All right, I'm gonna microwave this and I'll be right back. All right, and here it is, all cooked up. And it's got a wonderful smoky beef aroma to it. As you can hopefully see, those soy protein chunks puffed up a little bit Hopefully that means they got a nice tender texture to them. Once again, a nice oily finish on top. The smell of pure pepper in this one compared to the jalapeno chicken flavor is less. So if you don't want the smell of pepper just permeating your entire house, this might be the one to get over the jalapeno chicken, although I really like that smell, so maybe I'm weird. Let's give this a try. Okay, I've already covered the noodles before, so let's just get right into the spice, because good God, this is hot. So much spicier than the last one. There is almost definitely some sort of capsaicin extract afloat in this. It's got a very strong, almost chemical burn to it, and I was not prepared for it. I thought this was going to be kind of a mild to medium spice, just like the jalapeno chicken was. No, this is very hot. Oh, it's got a linger to it also. Yeah, it's not really going away. This is almost a bulldog level heat. In fact, no, you know what? I'm going to say this matches the heat of some bulldog I've had already. Very strong, unexpectedly hot. I'm going to call this a 7 out of 10 on my spice scale. Now, as far as the overall flavor goes, underneath the spice is that nice smoky beef aroma that I was getting earlier. Cumin and oregano coming in loud and clear. It's got a nice herby flavor to it, and it actually kind of reminds me flavor-wise of, well, something that I haven't reviewed yet, but I have tried, which is Tapatio's ramen. The problem I'm having with the flavor here is that the spice is just a little too strong and a little too chemical, and for my palate, it's destroying some of the flavor nuance that I think is probably in here. Like, if this was, say, 2 points less spicy, I would really be digging the flavor of this. But right now it's very overpowering, and so I'm really not happy that the flavor is getting buried. If the spice were toned down or just tasted a little more natural, I think I would probably give this an 8 out of 10. As it stands, I think the burn's a little too strong on this one. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, that fairly chemical bit of spice is just not really helping the flavor of this, and I'm a little disappointed. If you're a spice head and you like that capsaicin burn, then you're probably going to enjoy this one more than I am right now. Not bad, but it could have been better. Okay, and last but hopefully not least, let's check out the Cajun Shrimp flavor, which I still feel most people are barely going to consider Hispanic inspired, but that's what Samyang's calling it. Once again, we have a fairly high sodium count, 2,030 milligrams, or 88% of your daily allowance. And inside, we've got the exact same wheat noodles, a powdered broth packet, and as you can see, some very green flakes. They honestly look like green onions and bok choy to me. The smell doesn't really scream Cajun to me, but I do smell shrimp powder in that, and something very citrusy. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to talk about the ingredients in here. Honestly, very big overlap with the last flavor, only it's got shrimp powder instead of artificial beef powder. This is the only one of the 3 varieties that appears to me to contain animal products, and again, if you care about such things, the label does say it is halal. All right, I'll go cook this and be right back. All right, so here it is. Let's give it a stir. And right away, I'm noticing that the pepper smell that the other 2 flavors had is not here. It kind of almost smells like somebody took a tom yum and some Mexican spices and mixed them together. I can smell the citrus and I can smell the spice blend. The included flakes all seem to be bok choy. It looks like there's a decent amount of bok choy and parsley once again. So let's give this a taste test. Okay, same noodles as the other two varieties. I don't need to get into that. The spice level on this one is absolutely dead center in between the jalapeno chicken and the Chipotle beef. Decidedly medium spice, but doesn't taste anywhere near as chemical as the Chipotle beef flavor did. It's nice, it's appropriate for this flavor, it's not really overpowering anything from what I can tell, and yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 on the spice scale. If you are just getting into spicy noodles, this may challenge you a little bit. So let's talk about the overall flavor. Let me start this discussion by saying I don't think this tastes very Cajun. Cajun seasoning, I feel, has a very specific combination of savory and earthy, and this isn't it. But it is good. It's just not very Cajun to me. What you have here is essentially a spicy, citrusy tomato broth with a very noticeable amount of shrimp flavor. It doesn't veer into fishy, skunky territory. It's a nice, mild, sweet shrimp backbone that I'm really enjoying. Once again, I really like the added herby notes from the parsley. I think the little leaves of bok choy turned out great, and there's a decent amount of them this time. Yeah, I think of the three, this is the one I expected to like least, and I think I actually like it the most. Just don't go into it expecting it to taste like Cajun food, because it really kind of doesn't. So I think I'm going to call this one an 8 out of 10 as an overall score. Really nice flavor, good balance of heat, and a decent amount of leafy vegetables. This is my favorite one of the bunch. Alright, that was kind of a wild ride as far as mega reviews go. I wouldn't call any of these flavors outright bad. I really like the jalapeno chicken, and I really like the Cajun shrimp. And if the spice level of the Chipotle beef was just a little less chemical, I'd enjoy this one too. If you like spicy food, and you also like the idea of Hispanic Asian fusion, then buy whichever one of these appeals to you most, or all three if you're not intimidated by the spice levels, and see which one you like the most. Me personally, the two flavors I will be buying again are the jalapeno chicken and the Cajun shrimp. I didn't hate the Chipotle beef, but I can get a similar flavor out of Tapatio ramen without the artificial capsaicin burn. But all in all, this is a pretty cool new product line from Samyang. I really hope they keep making these and maybe come out with some new products for the line. I'd be curious to see what other kind of recipes they may have in store for this. If you try any or all of these, please let me know which one is your favorite and why. I'm curious to hear everybody else's opinions. And with all that said, I've got plenty more regular reviews and mega reviews coming up soon, so please join me next time here on Noodle Journey.